So in this session, we are going to discuss the questions from the chapter Heredity and Evolution. So let's begin with a 1-mark question. So some dinosaurs had feathers although they could not fly, but birds have feathers that help them to fly. In the context of evolution, this means that option A, reptiles have evolved from birds. Option B, there is no evolutionary connection between reptiles and birds. Option C, feathers are homologous structure in both the organism. Option D, birds have evolved from reptiles. So in the NCERT itself, they have mentioned about dinosaurs which had feathers but they could not fly. So this simply tells us that birds have evolved from the reptiles. So the correct option will be D. Now, what is a monohybrid cross? So, the monohybrid cross is a simple cross in which one particular characteristic is being studied. So, to study one particular characteristic, we take two contrasting pairs of a gene, that is allele we call. So, for example, in the Mendel's cross, we have seen that Mendel has taken the character tallness. So, they have been crossed, and then F1 generation and then subsequently F2 generation. So this is basically, when you say monohybrid cross, only one characteristic is being studied. So that is, for example, tallness. So that can be one character that is being studied. Now, who among the following scientists have given the principles of inheritance? So, option A is Mendel, option B is Griffith, option C is Johansen, and option D is Watson and Crick. So, here you know the correct answer is option A, that is Mendel, and Mendel is regarded as the father of genetics. Now, according to the evolutionary theory, formation of a new species occurs generally due to option A, sudden creation by nature, option B, accumulation of variation over several generations, option C, clones formed during asexual reproduction, option D, movement of individuals from one habitat to another. So we know that accumulation of variation over several generations leads to the evolution of new species. So here the correct answer will be option B, that is accumulation of variation over several generations. Now, the concept of origin of species by natural selection was given by option A, Lamarck, option B, Weismann, option C, Darwin, and option D, Linnaeus. So we know that the famous theory, that is origin of species by natural selection, was given by Charles Darwin. Now the next question is, in a round green seeded pea plant is crossed. So this plant is crossed with a wrinkled yellow seeded plant. The seeds to be produced in F1 generation will be. Now, so here we have, this is a dihybrid cross. So here we are taking two characteristics. One is the color and other is the size of the seed. So here the question is, what will be the F1? So F1 will always have the dominant character. So in the dihybrid cross, the color green is dominant and the character roundness is dominant. So always remember that in the F1 generation, you will get only the dominant characters. So here the option given is option A, wrinkled and yellow. Option B is round and green, option C is wrinkled and green, option D is round and yellow. Now you have to see the option first, then you have to read the question again. So here the question asked is, they are crossing green seeded plant. So green and round. So here the letter R denotes, that is letter capital R denotes round and letter capital Y denotes green. Okay, so the green color and the size, round size, are dominant, and the yellow color and the wrinkled nature of seed are recessive. So what will be in F1 generation? In F1 generation, you will get only what the dominant character. So here the dominant character is green color and also the rounded seed. So the right option will be option B, that is round seeded and also green color. Now coming on to the next question, wings of a bird and wings of an insect are. So option A is homologous organ, option B is analogous organ, option C is vestigial organ, option D both A and B. So here we know that the wings of a bird and wings of an insect, so they do not look similar, but they have a similar function. Their origin is not the same, but their function is the same. So here the correct answer will be analogous organ. Now next question is, what do you understand by the term natural selection? According to the theory of natural selection, nature select the fittest animal and those who are not fit will be eliminated by the nature. So this is the simple understanding of natural selection. Nature will always go for the fittest one, or it is called the survival of the fittest and elimination of the rest. Only the species which is most adapted to the present environment will be selected by the nature and the rest will be eliminated. So that is the theory of natural selection by Charles Darwin. Now, what is meant by heredity? Heredity is the inheritance of character from parents to the offspring. So that is a simple answer for that. Now coming on to assertion, recent type of question. Assertion, as we have discussed before also, there are two statements. One is assertion, the second is a reason. So if the assertion and reason are correct and reason is the correct explanation for the assertion, you will have the answer as option A. Now if both the statements, that is assertion and reason, are correct but reason is not the correct explanation for assertion, then you will have the option as B. Now if assertion is true but reason is false, then the answer will be C. If the statement of assertion is false but reason is true, then the answer will be D. Now let's begin with the question. In human beings, males play an important role in determining the sex of a child. Reason: males have 2 X chromosome. Now see the statements again. In humans, males play an important role. Yes, that is the correct statement. Now the reason is male have 2 X chromosome. That is wrong. Females have 2 X chromosome. Males have 1 X chromosome and 1 Y chromosome. And it is because of that reason that males become a determining factor for the sex of the offspring. So here the answer will be C, because assertion is correct but reason is false. Now the next question is, traits like eye color are inherited traits. Now the second recent statement is, inherited traits are not transferred to the progeny. So here the first statement is correct but the second statement is wrong. Inherited traits are transferred to the progeny. So the correct answer again will be option C. Now the next question, Mendel chose a number of varieties of garden pea as the plant material for his experiment. Now the reason is, garden pea has well-defined character and was bisexual. Yes, that is the reason. It was easy to study, it was easy to grow also. So that is the reason why Mendel selected the garden pea. So both the statements are correct and reason is the correct explanation for the assertion. Hence the answer will be A. Now the next question, learning a skill such as dance and music is an acquired trait. Now reason is, acquired traits developed in lifetime of an individual do not pass to the progeny. Yes, both the statements are correct and this is the explanation for that. Like, acquired traits are those which we acquire in the lifetime and it is not transferred for the next generation, because these changes usually happen in the somatic cells, or those changes which happen in the reproductive cells only will be transferred to the next generation. Now coming on to 2-mark questions. What are acquired traits and why are these not inherited? See, again we have discussed it. Acquired traits are those traits which are developed in the organism during their lifetime. These traits are not inherited because of non-reproductive tissue. Because this happen in the non-reproductive tissue, it cannot be passed over to the successive generation. Now coming on to the next question, give the pair of contrasting traits of the following characters in plant and mention which one is recessive and which one is dominant. Here, yellow seed, round seed. Now the answer is green seed is a dominant character. Now yellow seed is a recessive character, wrinkled seed is again recessive character, and round seed is a dominant character. So in Mendel's dihybrid cross, this is the only cross which you need to study. So please understand, the green color is the dominant one and yellow color is the recessive one. And with respect to the shape, the round seed is the dominant and wrinkled seed is the recessive. Now the next question, what are variation give the different types? So although the offsprings of some parents resemble one another as to their parents, yet there are differences among them. These differences are called variations. So we look like our parents, but we do not exactly look like our parents, because in sexual mode of reproduction there are always two parents who are associated for the production of a zygote. So the zygote will have a combination of both the parents. So you will have inherited some character from your father, some character from your mother. So it is a combination of both. So there are variation when these kinds of biochemical changes that are taking place inside a cell or at the cellular level. So variations are those changes that happens from one generation to another generation, and it is those accumulated variation over years and years or over subsequent generations and generations and generations that ultimately lead to the formation of a new species. So there are two types basically, those happen in the reproductive cells and these are passed to the next generation, and there are some changes that happen in the non-reproductive cells which are not passed from generation to the other. So next question is, what is monohybrid and dihybrid cross? Give one example of each. So monohybrid cross is the simplest cross in which inheritance of one character is studied. Here a cross is made between the plants having one contrasting character. For example, Mendel, when he did the monohybrid cross, he took the character tall and dwarf. So these were crossed and subsequent generations were studied. Now, in a dihybrid cross, a cross is made between two plants having two pairs of contrasting characters. So, here the example is round and green seed crossed with yellow and wrinkled seed. So, this is about dihybrid cross and monohybrid cross. So, next question is, what will be the sex of the baby if sperm carrying X chromosome fertilizes egg in human beings, and why? Now it will be a baby girl, because the fusion of gametes having X chromosome lead to a homozygous condition producing a zygote with XX composition. So here what happens is, the male will have an X chromosome and a Y chromosome. The female will have two X chromosomes. So if the X chromosome from the male fuses with the X chromosome of the female, then the zygote formed will be a female. Now if the Y chromosome of a male fuses with the X chromosome of the female, then it will be a male. So it is the male actually who determines the sex of the child. So the female will have only X chromosome, but the male has both X and Y chromosome. So that is how the sex is being determined. Now coming on to 3-mark question. The first question is, what are homologous and analogous organ? Explain with the help of example. So homologous organs we have seen are those which have similar basic structure, or they have a similar origin but have a different function. For example, the hands of human beings and that of other animals like other mammals. If you take the example of a cat or a tiger, so it has a different function. But if you take the embryo stage of each of these organ, these are similar in origin. That is, the bones that you have on your hands, you have different bones, on your hand, your joints, so all that looks similar, but their functions are different. It is different for human beings, it is different for other animals. So homologous organs are those organs which have similar structure but different function, whereas analogous organs are those organs which have no similarity in its basic structure, but they have a similar function. For example, the wings of a bat, wings of a bird, and wings of a insect. If you take these three, bat is a mammal, bird belong to the class bird itself, and then insect altogether belongs to a different phylum. But the wings have a common function, but the origin is quite different. So analogous organs, they have a similar function, but the origin differ with different organisms. Now the next question is, describe how the sex of the offspring is being determined in the zygote. So we have already explained the males can produce two type of gametes, either an X type or a Y type. The female will produce only one type of gamete or the ova, that is the X type. So if the X type of the sperm fuses with the ovum, then the sex of the baby will be a female. Now if the Y type sperm fuses with that of the ovum, then the sex of the baby will be a male. Sex of the baby is decided at that time. So sex of the baby is basically determined by the males. Now next question is, what are fossils? What do they tell us about the process of evolution? So fossils are preserved traces of living organisms found closer to the surface of the earth and are more recent in origin than the fossils we find in the deeper layers. So fossils help us to study the evolutionary relation between organisms. So fossils are, the simplest definition is, they are preserved traces of living organism which are found more closer to the surfaces than the deeper layers. Okay, and they help us to study the evolutionary relation between different species. Now explain how sexual reproduction give rise to more variation than asexual reproduction. How does this affect the evolution of organisms that reproduce sexually? So variations are more in sexual reproduction, because we have already discussed sexual reproduction always involves two parents. So the offspring will have a combination of the DNA from both the parents, hence they will have a different type of characteristics than their parents. So this is the reason why there is variation, and these variation over the years gets accumulated, and that helps in the formation of a new species. So due to variations arise either because of errors in DNA copying, so or as a result of sexual reproduction. So in a sexual mode of reproduction, that is what we have seen in case of amoeba or hydra or whatever organism, there also variation happens, but their variation mainly happens because there are some biochemical changes happening in the DNA. So ideally these amoeba produces identical daughter cells. So but these daughter cells even will have variation because there are some errors happening during the process of DNA copying. So in asexual mode of reproduction, variation is mainly due to errors in DNA copying, whereas in sexual reproduction it can happen both as errors in the biochemical process as well as because of the combination that happens, because we have one DNA from our mother and one DNA from our father. So they will have altogether a different set of characteristics. So due to sexual reproduction, genetic variability increases in population from one generation to the other. This happens due to the fact that sexually reproducing organism inherits half genes from each parent, and these variations are very important for the process of evolution.